Hey guys, Chris here. In this video, we're doing the range test in this brand new Jeep Avenger, Jeep's first and only electric car. So today we're going to find out how far this electric Jeep can go on a full charge of battery. And then at the end of the video, we're going to come back to these chargers. We're going to connect with the percentage we have left if we're able to get back here. And then we're going to see what kind of charging speed we actually get after a few hours on the road with passive heating. I don't even know if this car has battery preconditioning. I've driven, cousins of this car, siblings of this car. This is built on the STLA platform, a shared electric platform across Stellantis vehicles. So this is closely related to the Peugeot E208, E2008, E-Corsa, just to mention a few. And from what I remember, those cars don't have preconditioning or active preheating of the battery. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I haven't driven an STLA platform car in a whole bunch of years. And then at the absolute end of the video, we're going to put this car into a chart and see how it actually compares to the competition. This is a small, fun electric car with a Jeep badge, but you do sit upright. It does have ground clearance, and it does look like a Jeep, just a mini Jeep. It's like less than 4.1 meters long. So yeah, it's going to be fun, and I'm crossing my fingers that this car performs well because, well, I actually like it a whole lot. So I can't wait to do the whole suite of testing through the whole week. So with that out of the way, we're going to go to 100%, and I'll see you guys on the road. As per usual with these range tests, we are running in efficiency mode. I try to do that in every test as long as the car has it. Not all cars, not all electric cars, some of the performance stuff don't have efficiency or eco mode or range mode, whatever you want to call it. This here is called eco mode, I think, eco, and we're running in eco mode. So we're heading north on the E6 motorway, and yeah, summer's over. This is very much autumn weather. 10 degrees Celsius, rain, drizzle in the air, and wet roads. I don't think it's too bad for consumption. We don't have a lot of bad weather like wind. According to the wind map, we do have a slight push in the northward direction of about 2 meters per second. And the road is like more damp, and it's not raining. It's just a little bit of like drizzle in the air. So we've run for about 20 minutes now. And average consumption 22.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Yeah, a little bit high, for this type of vehicle. This is a very small front wheel drive car, 54 kilowatt hours of gross capacity, 50.8 kilowatt hours of usable capacity, and a WLTP rated range of 395 to 400 kilometers. This car on 18-inch wheels, I think it is 400 kilometers WLTP rated range. So as I said, front wheel drive, 156 horsepower. So not a quick car, but I actually like it a lot. I mean, it's not too bad here on the motorway, not the quietest, but we're running at 120 kilometers an hour according to the speedometer, and I don't have to raise my voice too much. There's a little bit of wind noise, there's a little bit of road noise, and now we can hear you a little bit of that spray inside the wheel wells, but considering everything, it's not bad. It's a fun little car, and I like these small, simple transportations. I haven't talked about this too much, but my very first new car was a Peugeot 207 back in 2008, and this, carries a lot of the PSA switchgear, like the stalks and stuff like that, window switches. So I don't know, may just be nostalgia, but yeah, I'm having fun with this Jeep Avenger. So we're going to continue on now for about an hour. We'll turn around then, and I'll give you guys an update. We are now halfway, and this is where we're going to turn around just before the Moelv bridge here. Moelv bridge, is that what we call it? Moelvbrua? No, that doesn't sound correct, but it probably is. The bridge here by Moelv is where we're going to turn around, because this is where the 4-lane motorway ends. So we're going to take a right here in this roundabout, and then we're going to go under the motorway here, and then we're going to enter on the other side over here. Weather not too bad, just a little bit of drizzle and wet roads. So let's take a look at the consumption. 21.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, 107 kilometers covered. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. That's better than what we had earlier, better than about 10 minutes ago. But because we're coming to slowing down, we do regen a little bit, so we tend to have better consumption right around here. But the big question is, do we have now a headwind of 2 meters per second instead of that slight push? And what will the consumption actually end at after our run here on the E6 motorway back towards Gardermoen, where we started outside of Oslo? So I'm going to continue on now. For me, it's going to be about another hour of driving. But for you, yeah, just a few seconds. Speak to you soon. We're now down to 2% stated charge, and according to the car down in the right corner, we don't have any range left, and we just got a message of turtle mode. You can see down there in the middle, there's a turtle icon, and we're now set to 120 kilometers an hour on the cruise control, but we're not able to go that speed. So do we try to go the remaining 11 kilometers, or do we abort here and go to the Ionity charging station? I think we actually abort here because the car can't even go 105 kilometers an hour. That is a little bit of a pity, and that means we are aborting prematurely. We are boarding prematurely, so let's go to the SS station here. So let's go over to the Circle K station, to the Ionity chargers. So going to these chargers isn't ideal because these are 350 kilowatt chargers. This car has a peak charge speed of like 100 kilowatts. So not too much traffic here, so I think it's going to be fine. But usually I wouldn't want to occupy these many, chargers this fast, because we're going to occupy the whole capacity of a charger, 350 kilowatts. But okay, 22.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, 204 kilometers according to the car. I'm going to have to, check off camera the distance once I edit this video, the actual distance to put in the average speed. But we're going to have an average speed of about 114, 115 kilometers an hour. But yeah, we're here with 2% state of charge, and I didn't want to dare to go 11 kilometers on the motorway because that was ticking down very, very quickly. We were at like 30 kilometers left. The car was giving us like 40 kilometers of range, and once we hit 18 kilometers left, the range was less than the actual distance. And then, yeah, we're now here, 2% state of charge, 0 kilometers of range left, and 11 kilometers to go. Okay, so the charging port on this Jeep Avenger is on the driver's side, and you have two of these a little bit flimsy covers. Not seen these before. I don't remember if these were in any of the Peugeot or Citroen or DS, cars I've driven on this platform. So we're going to connect this charger here, and this video is sponsored by Elton, and that's why I'm using the Elton charging app to, start these chargers. Elton is the most awesome charging app if you live in Norway, Sweden, Finland, or Denmark, because one charging app, one charging interface, one payment card will let you charge at almost all charge point operators in these countries, including this charger here from Ionity. I've used it in Ionity in Norway, in Sweden, in Denmark. I even used the charging map to find out where there were chargers, even though I couldn't start them in Germany. So that is pretty awesome. So if you want to support the channel, go to the link in the description box down below and then download it from there. So we're now on our way, we're now charging. So immediately you can see that the speed is picking up and we're getting 95, 93, throttling a little bit. 97 kilowatts at 2%, at 3%, 96 kilowatts, 97. So the peak charge speed of this car should be 100 kilowatts. We're not getting 100, maybe once we're at 10. Oh, now we're getting close, So that is close enough. So that is not too bad, considering that we don't have the warmest conditions at about 10 degrees Celsius outside, but we have been driving for almost 2 hours, like 1 hour and 45 minutes. Before we end today's video, let's take a look at the battery pack size, the consumption, and then calculate theoretical range. So this Jeep Avenger has a usable battery capacity of 50.8 kilowatt hours. We take that number, divided by the consumption, 22.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and then subtract 3% in heat loss. We get a theoretical range under today's conditions of 218 kilometers. 55% of the WLTP rated range under these conditions. Pretty terrible. If it was winter, if it was like -5, -10, -15 degrees Celsius, and we had snow on the roads, maybe a little bit of ice, I would be like, okay, That's expected because the worst cars in winter get around 50 to 55%. Maybe we've been at like 49.5%, but usually under these conditions, 10 degrees Celsius, damp, a little bit of rain in the air, wet roads, yeah, 55%, not good. What's this going to get in winter? 40%? Yeah, that is pretty terrible. 22.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers is high consumption for a small vehicle, but I get it. It's tall for this type of vehicle. It's not very long, so that doesn't help with aerodynamics, but still, front wheel drive, narrow and smallish tires. This should do better. This should do better. And also we have to consider that we had to abort with 2% battery left. Would we been able to limp back to where we started? Maybe, maybe not. I don't actually think so, because I did some calculations off camera in between when we stopped and filming this outro. And, you know, if we started from where we started and we then went down to where we went down to, the car's giving us like 205 kilometers of range. We went 204 according to the car. So I actually think if I continued, I would would have stopped somewhere along the road, and we wouldn't been able to make it back. So yeah, interesting. Charging it is at least pretty decent here, getting 100 kilowatts in a small battery pack. So it's not going to take too much time before we're back on the road. But yeah, no, this application of this platform, not good for motorway driving. Yeah, I don't know what more to say. It's pretty terrible. 55% WLTP rate of range and 22.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. At least it's a nice car to drive, but I think this is more suited for city driving. And just consider, if you take this out on a long trip, you're going to eat through that battery quickly. And then once you go below 10%, you're going to eat through it very quickly, and then you're going to lose power. So you're not going to be able to go motorway speeds, unlike other cars where you can go 130 no problem down to a very low state of charge. So guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. I really like this car, but in this test, this objective test, it didn't perform well. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.